Can a 3D printer break into a house? The answer is no. A 3D printer is an inanimate object. But can a human using a 3D printer break into a house? Now that is a much more interesting question. And we're going to be answering that question by designing and printing 4 different methods for getting into a locked door, going from easy to insane. And we're going to start with method number 0, the legal disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only, don't do anything illegal, yada yada yada. Okay, now let's get on to method number 1, copying the key. Okay, technically this isn't breaking in if you have the key in the first place, but this is just level 1. We'll get there, okay? Just be patient. I started by taking some pictures of my key from a couple different angles and then hopped over to Fusion to make a 3D model to match those pictures. And then I sent it to my 3D printer in one of the shortest prints I've ever done, and we have a key. Thank goodness I have this giant build plate. All right, we got a 3D printed key. Let's see if it works. It actually took quite a while of jiggling the key around, trying to get it to turn, but eventually, well, that didn't work at all. And it's starting to break, so I'm gonna have to print a new one. I think I'm gonna use PETG this time instead of PLA. Once again, breaking. So unfortunately, the 3D printed keys were a big fail. I could probably spend some more time in Fusion fine-tuning it and getting it just right, and maybe it might work, but the real reason that I want to do this project in the first place is because I'm constantly locking myself out of my office, and management doesn't actually allow you to make copies of the keys. So if you're management and you're watching, just forget the last few minutes of this video. So I need a solution to get into the locked door that will not use the key, that will be a backup in case I do lock myself out in the future, which will definitely happen. But luckily, I have an idea for level 2 that'll do exactly that. I heard a rumor that you could use a Taco Bell gift card to unlock the latch of a locked door. So naturally, I printed one out. And now it's time to test it out. All right, the idea here is simple. We're gonna take our Taco Bell gift card, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna slide it in between the crack of the door, and hopefully, we'll be able to push that latch in, and then we'll be able to unlock the door. Let's go try it on the outside. It's thin enough that it can bend to get around the door and straight to the latch, and then all I have to do is push forward into the latch at different angles until eventually you waste 10 minutes of your life. I don't know if you can see this, but clearly it's getting to the latch because you can actually see an indent there where it's hitting it, and I can feel it actually going in a bit, but it's just not working. I really don't want to have 2 fails in a row, but that's what it's kind of looking like so far. Taco Bell, you let me down. So I'm gonna think about the Taco Bell card method, and part of me thinks that maybe it just wasn't thick enough, so I want to do a quick sanity check here. And for method number 3, we're actually going to be doing it from the opposite side of the door. On this side, we have a larger gap to work with, and I can model something like this door opening tool. I realized I probably shouldn't have used Taco Bell's exact logo on that last print for copyright reasons, so we're sticking to loose references only from here on out. Let me introduce you to the Baja Bypass. So the idea here being that you can slide it in, go down over the latch, and then pull it out, and the latch will open and the door will open. Let's see if it works. Bruh, what is going on? So I didn't catch the moment on camera, but this thing was actually like wedged in there. So clearly it was going to the right place. But once again, I was pulling hard and it just was not budging. And we actually managed to split the 3D print in half. I'm gonna be honest, this video is not going very well. Everything I try seems not to be working. There's gotta be something that I'm not considering, some missing piece of this puzzle, because there's no way those last 2 methods should have failed. I think before we jump into method 4, I'm gonna do a bit of research, actually learn how a lock works, which probably should have done that for the first 3 parts, but you know, better late than never. So, good news and bad news. Good news is, I figured out what the problem is. Bad news is, I'm a moron, but more on that later. The answer to all my problems was staring me right in the face, and it's this little plunger right there. When this tiny piece is out, the latch goes in and out no problem. But when it's in, doesn't matter how hard you push on that latch, it's not going in. So imagine this is the door closing right here. The latch comes out, but that plunger is pushed in, so you can't push the latch in. which honestly makes a ton of sense because it's the perfect way to stop the exact type of break-in attempts that I was trying. Part of me feels relief that we figured out what the problem is, but now also we got to figure out how to get around that. As I went about the next couple of days, my relief quickly turned to dread. The grand finale, method 4, it was looming over my head. I mean, I promised insane, and yet I had no idea how I was going to defeat that stupid plunger. And every waking moment, I was haunted by it. Every door I opened was a reminder of my failure. That is, until one day when I was coming home from work and I looked at one of my old prints on the front door. Oh, we are so back. All right, here it is in all of its glory. I can barely fit it all in the shot. This is the Door-itos Locos Crunch-Latch Supreme, and if this doesn't solve our problems, I'm done. This is it. Essentially, this is thin enough that it should be able to slide underneath the door, and then I'll rotate it up. It will grab onto the handle, and then I have a series of fishing line that I will pull to make this part go down, pull the handle, and hopefully let us in the door. And if this doesn't count as insane, then I don't know what does. So there's only one thing left to do. This is the grand finale. Let's give it one final test and see if we can open that door. Yeah, the first attempt was a fail, and the second, and the third, and the fourth. They were all getting close, but just weren't turning the handle enough to open the door. As a last-ditch effort, I wrapped some tape around the hook, thinking maybe, just maybe, it'll give enough grip to turn the handle enough to open the door. This was it. This was my moment. This is where all of this work had led me. Yeah, it didn't work. And I'll be honest, I was going to end the video here. It was almost 1 a.m. and I was fed up with failure after failure after failure. But as I reached the door to call it a day, I had one more idea. It was time to go from horizontal to vertical. When this knob is in the vertical position, it's still locked from the outside, but turning the handle from the inside will unlock it. And crucially, you don't have to pull the handle down quite as far to get it to unlock. Could this loophole be the answer I had been looking for?
Let's go!
I've never been more excited to turn a door handle in my entire life. Is this what being a criminal feels like? Because it feels amazing. If you have any ideas for what my next 3D printing challenge should be, drop them in the comments. And as for the question of, can you use a 3D printer to break into a house? Kinda.